success leadership programs. So you have these as the success leadership programs. How to conduct productive meetings. Have you ever been to a meeting which was very chaotic, which had no opening time and no ending time? Meeting continued. Who talked about this meeting that continued for 14 hours? Somebody talked about a meeting that continued for 14 hours. Bunzo, right? Today Bunzo presented a speech at the club meeting that we were at a little while ago. And Bunzo spoke about a meeting which continued for 14 hours. And no business was transacted in that meeting. So would you like to be a part of that meeting?
No.
But would you like to be in a meeting where everybody knows what their role is, how much time they are allowed, how much time they have to speak, how the meeting has to be conducted, where the MC knows his job or her job, and the meeting proceeds crisply and flawlessly. And it appears, my God, this is a work of art. Right? Would you like to participate in such a meeting?
Yes.
Yes. But tell me, in how many companies does a meeting happen in that fashion? In how many companies are meetings organized effectively?
皆さんがご出席になられた会議ごとで、例えば開始がものすごく遅れた、司会が司会らしき仕事をしない、しかもダラダラと長く続いた上に何も決まらなかった、そんなことございませんでした。その一方で、何かの会議に行ったら時間通りにパシッと始まって、司会が上手に出演者の方と話を進めて、どうぞ進めていって、時間通りに終わって、決まることはきちんと決まった、そういう例外見たことありませんか？後者の方はある意味芸術なんだと思います。その芸術についてもっと学びたいと思いませんか？で、last part, second part, the message.
Okay, the message is how many companies?
で、そこでなんですが、じゃあ逆にそれをもう少し伸ばしまして、会社の会議などで実際にそういう場をどれくらい目にしましたでしょうか？はてなですよね。They haven't seen.
Okay. So don't you think this will be a very interesting program to offer to corporates so that they can learn how they can conduct productive meetings?
だからこそ、そういう会社の人たちにこうやれば御社の会議がきっと良くなります、そういう話をしてみたいと思いませんか？思う人。They think they want to.
All right, great, fantastic. And quite similar is the next item, parliamentary procedures in action. They say that if we were to follow exactly what is done in the parliaments of the world, then we will never ever be able to follow parliamentary procedures. Because usually there is no decorum in the parliament. So it is important for us not only to learn parliamentary procedures, but also be able to ensure that others learn as to how parliamentary procedures need to be followed. Again, I go back to the speech that Bunzo presented today. It was a speech from the Speaking to Inform manual where he was telling us about the person who changed chaos to order. And he was delivering a speech about Robert. Anybody heard about Robert? Do you know who's Robert? Who created the rules of order. Robert's rules of order. And in Toastmasters, we follow the Robert's rules of order for parliamentary procedures. So this program teaches us how we can implement and incorporate parliamentary procedures, not just again in Toastmasters, but in all meetings that we conduct, or in all meetings that can be conducted. So again, it's a very important program.
このマニュアルなんですが、先ほどの流れがむちゃくちゃな会議、何も決まらない会議、長く続く会議、そういうのを見たときに、このマニュアルを見ると、例えば、会議、決定事というのはどういうふうにしてやれば効率よく、かつみんなの意見を聞けて、でしかも何がしかのうまく決定ができる、それらについて勉強できるマニュアルです。一例ですが、今朝ほど鈴木ディストリクトガバナーの話が別のクラブでありました。そこであったように、むちゃくちゃな会議、いわゆるカオスですね、があったとして、それをどうしたらまとまった整合性の取れた、あるいは決定力のある意思決定ができるのでしょうか。それについて朝話がありました。ロバーツ・ルール・オブ・オーダーという英語で一般的によく知られる、日本語では、 議事決定手続きとかそういうふうに訳されますが、それについてご存知の方、あるいはそのロバートさんについてご存知の方おられますか？ They know about Roberts.
Okay.
はい、どうぞ。
Hi. Well, I did not end there. I said more things after that.
で、それについてもっと話を続けたいと思います。ではもう少し聞いてください。
Okay. I don't know what he said. Okay. The next three items deal with leadership, developing leadership skills. So the programs first talk about what are the characteristics of an effective leader. So let's perhaps talk amongst ourselves and determine what is the trait of an effective leader. What are the significant traits of an effective leader? So may I suggest that you can turn back amongst the two rows here and you can discuss amongst yourselves. I'll give you 3 minutes to discuss amongst yourselves. So 2 rows, you turn around, the 2 here, the 2 there, and you can come up front. So discuss amongst yourselves, and then from each group, I would like one person to describe one leadership trait which is important. One leadership characteristic which is important.
3分差し上げますので、後ろと向きを変えたりして、リーダーとして良きリーダーが持つべきもの、あるいは持っているもの、それについて議論してみてください。3分経ったら、グループから1人発表、それぞれ発表してもらいます。
So your 3 minutes starts now. One characteristic of an effective leader that your group will talk about. They will not only say the characteristic, but why is it important?
何か一番重要なこと、一つの個性とか要素。
Okay, time's up. Everybody. Turn around, everybody. So I'm going to ask each group to tell us about one characteristic of an effective leader and why you consider that characteristic important. Okay? And you cannot repeat what the other groups have said. Okay, so that's the trick.
ルールについて説明します。
And we're going to start at random. So let's begin with this group.
先ほど議論した要素についてそこから言ってください。ただし次のグループは前のと同じことを言うことができません。そこがミソです。
And you take the high mic so that they can speak in the mic. Everybody can hear. Just,
はい、日本語で失礼します。はい、私たちのチームではですね、魅力的なビジョンを掲げる、これがリーダーの仕事だという話になりました。
Okay. Vision. So attractive vision. So should be a visionary. The leader must be a visionary. Very good. Well done. Okay, let's take it here. That's some good exercise.
人間を理解し、それをまとめていく力。
Okay, so should be considerate about other people's opinion and collaborate. Very good. Well done. Okay, so the next team right at the back there. That one? Yes.
The most important aspect of the leadership in our group is mediation, because each member has a different opinion. Sometimes they try to quarrel with each other, but the leadership should be mediated to each member and lead them to the solution. So, because most important aspect of leadership is mediation.
Right. Well done.
小戦力でしょうか。
Okay. This group. So let's just remember again, what were the ones that we've already covered? We had visionary. Okay. And then we had collaboration. Right? Compassion and collaboration. Mediation. Carry on, that group there.
Okay, simply one word, aspiration.
Aspiration. Okay, can you explain why?
We imagine that the leader that who are really respectful, who we want to follow, the guy has aspiration, strong aspiration.
Right.
Involve the people into his way to go.
Right. So not just the vision, but the aspiration to create something meaningful.
Exactly.
Right? Wonderful. Well done. Let's go right at the back over there.
Yes. The most important thing in leadership is motivation.
Motivation.
Yes. The power to motivate other people to lead to the vision is one of the most important things in leadership.
Good. Well done. Okay, so let's look at the middle group over there. This middle group here, they haven't spoken yet. Strategy. Making strategy. Strategy to achieve the vision.
Yes.
Right, wonderful. Strategy. Okay. Can we give them a big round of applause? So who's left?
発表してないところ。This one?
Yes, this group.
This one?
Make a right decision making.
Right?
Right decision making.
Okay, well, decision making, right or wrong. Good. So decision making, the ability to make decisions, unlike me where I just can't make decisions. Okay, who's left over here?
Without the integrity, honesty, sincerity, that's the most important thing.
Characteristic of leader, effective leader. So integrity and honesty. Wonderful. So integrity. Okay, now somebody honest enough to say that they haven't yet done.
自分で発表してないと言いたい方。
I would say attention to those the other members.
Okay.
And not being selfish.
Okay. So respect for the other members.
Yes, and as leaders, we have to understand what is going on in the whole group, and then think about what should be done at that time.
Right. Good. Well done. One of the very important characteristics that we learn in Toastmasters about leadership is the attitude of being of service. There are many leaders who consider that once they've been elected president of the club, they're the big bosses and they can boss around and whatever they say has to be complied with by the members. But that's not the case. In Toastmasters, the higher we go up in the hierarchy, the more your requirement, the liability that you have on your head to be of service to the members. And that's what we learn. We learn servant leadership. So the attitude of service is one essential characteristic of an effective leader. Not just in Toastmasters, but any leader anywhere in the world. So great job done. Please give an applause to all yourselves.
一般的な、社会、会議などでは何かしかの役員とかに選ばれるとつい独裁的な権力あるいはそっちの方に行きがちですが、トーストマスターズでは役職の肩書きが重くなればなるほどある意味会員の皆さんに対して貢献手助けをするような人になることを求められます。先ほどこういうふうな話が出ましたので皆さん頑張っておられると思います。皆さんにどうぞ拍手をしてください。すみません、今補足ありました。で、そのトーストマスターズの話を一般の社会でそういうふうに、転用していくこと、それが逆にもともと一般の社会にあまりないものですから求められているのではないでしょうか。
Thank you. The other items listed here relating to leadership, developing your leadership skills and working in the team environment are again the skills which are required to convert us into effective leaders. So these two programs again offer so much of information and knowledge for the corporate world and for people generally about what they can do to become better leaders. So once they understand what is required, what are the characteristics required of an effective leader, how can people imbibe those skills and become better leaders, and finally, how to work together in a team. One example that I give about working together in a team is about you driving your car with your mother-in-law and your wife sitting behind you, and your mother-in-law tells you to go in one direction, your wife tells you to go in another direction, and then if you have your mother sitting with you too, she tells you to go in a third direction. Now is such a team going to be successful? Where all the members of the team want to go different places, and you don't want to go to any of those places. So working in a team also requires a great deal of adjustment and aptitude. And you can learn those skills. You can learn how to work in a team. And this program teaches you how to work effectively in a team environment, because no success can ever be achieved alone.
そういうリーダーシップの技術を学んでいく中でちょっと走ります。一つの例としてまず例を先に出します。例えば車を想像してください。あなたが運転しています。その隣にいるのは義理のお父さんお母さん、後ろには自分の配偶者が乗っています。配偶者の方は例えば右に行きなさいと言います。ところが隣に座っている義理のお父さんお母さんの方は今度は反対の方角に行きなさいと言います。例えばそういう車をチームと捉えたした場合に、そのチームというのは果たして効果的なチームと言えるでしょうか。言えないですよね。行く方向が全然違うわけですから。ですからそれでは良くないということになります。ここにあるマニュアルは、ではそういう環境の中でどうすれば意見をまとめることができるのか、あるいは何かしかの決定を導き出すことができるのか、それらについて書いてあるのがこのマニュアルです。ちょっと通訳上順番を前後しましたけど、話は以上です。
The last program listed here, it says involving your management skills. It's actually improving your management skills. So it's not involving, it's improving your management skills. That's what it should read. And that helps corporate employees understand what is it that they can do to become better managers. Because management is a skill, and while in Toastmasters we learn the skills of management informally. We don't have any formal training in learning management skills. But if you serve 1 year as Vice President of Education and 1 year as President, I can tell you, you have learned more than you will learn in a school, a business school. Because those 2 years teach you how to manage the people in your club, and you have to motivate them and inspire them, and you're not paying them for it. They are voluntary workers. They're voluntarily providing you service, and they're rendering service, or they're rendering service to themselves. But you have to inspire and motivate them to do what they are supposed to do to achieve the objectives, the mission of the club. And so the 2 years that you spend as an executive officer, you learn more management skills and techniques than you learn in business school.
この最後のマニュアルについてです。例えばこういう状況を想像してください。皆さんがクラブの会長や副会長になられたとして、それとどこかのビジネススクールで学べる技術を比べるとしましょう。例えばビジネススクールの方ではお金を払って勉強することになります。でその技能が勉強できるものがあったとして、それが果たしてトーストマスターズでこちらではかなり形式的にやることになります。ところがトーストマスターズの方の勉強というのは割と非公式というか、いわゆるインフォーマルという形になりますが、とにかく実地でやってみて、やるうちに何かしらの技能が上がっていくという仕組みになります。例えば会長だったり教育担当副会長だったりしますが、それをやっていくうちに相手の人に何か頼んだり教わったり、そういう形で勉強していかないといけません。そういう技術を学ぶことができる、その要点などについて書いてあるのがこのマニュアルになります。
Thank you. But before I go on to the next slide, I'd like to say that today, 4th of February, is a very important day. Very important day. And do you know why?
本日が重要な日について説明したいと思いますが、なぜか分かりますか？なぜ重要か？
The reason is because it is President Ito's birthday. So we can all wish him happy birthday, and he's going to give us a treat today.
でここで一つ冗談を申し上げますが、誕生日ということは、つまりは誕生日の人がホストして今日2時間やらないといけない。そのお題はどなたでしょうか？